Continuing with Season 1 of the movie Alien vs. Predator, the producer who released the second season of the series in 2007. Continuing the previous part with the image of Scar's body on the spaceship to return, suddenly from his chest appeared a hybrid predalien between Predator and Alien. On board, the Predator has a laboratory holding many xenomorphs. A Predator is studying when it is attacked from behind. The main attacker was the predalien. It grew very quickly and began to attack other Predators on board, causing the spacecraft to lose control and crash into a forest in Gunnison, Colorado. These two were hunting nearby, discovered and ran closer to see a huge ship lying there. The father said to report to the police, and then the father and son ran back as fast as possible. The xenomorphs were freed. The father fired a gun at it. It shot acid at him, causing him to lose an arm. It jumped in the face of the father and son and started parasitizing them. There is one last Predator that survived and sent a distress signal to the planet. In the world of the Predator, a seasoned veteran Predator, named Wolf, receives a signal. Wolf took his weapon, boarded a ship himself, and headed to Earth to hunt and kill xenomorphs. In the town everything remained peaceful without knowing something terrible was about to happen. There was an ex-convict named Dallas Howard who had just returned to Gunnison after serving time in prison. He was greeted by Sheriff Eddie Morales and drove him home to be reunited with his brother Ricky. Ricky works at a pizza shop. Dallas had just returned home when he saw his brother injured and was about to fight with a stick. Turns out he'd just been beaten up by Dale's friends and thrown his car keys down the drain. When he delivered cakes to Dale's girlfriend Jessie's house. Jessie is Ricky's classmate, and she's also the one he has a secret crush on. Dallas was able to stop Ricky and the two went together to find the key. Elsewhere in town, Kelly was just discharged from the army, and her husband Tim and daughter Molly ran out to meet her. The family happily returned home together. At the edge of the forest, a policeman is shining a light to find the way inside the sewer. And he met a homeless person there. The homeless man called the dog to come. It took a human arm back. The policeman immediately called to report to Chief Eddie. Back to where father and son were hunting, after being attacked by xenomorphs. He wakes up and clutches his chest. A xenomorph emerges from his chest. From the boy's chest, another one came out. By this time the xenomorphs had begun to crawl everywhere. It crawled into the sewer where the homeless lived, with two men in it. They were all attacked and parasitized by the xenomorphs. The wife went back to find two homeless people, so she was extremely scared when she saw the scene. Suddenly appeared an adult xenomorph. The wife was killed by it before she could do anything. Wolf entered Earth, crashed the ship into a lake in the forest, and found the place where the Predator crashed. Find the last Predator to say goodbye to him. Then take weapons from the dead Predators. He then activates the bomb to erase the ship's traces as well as Xenomorph's presence there. The Dallas brothers opened the manhole cover and climbed down to find the key. While Ricky crept down the drain to get his keys, Dallas saw something terrifying. The two brothers ran up quickly. Darcy, who is the wife of the man who was killed while hunting with a lot of people, is going into the forest in search of the father and son. After searching everywhere but couldn't find it, Darcy and the police had to stop and let the search continue tomorrow. Only the policeman named Ray, who was looking for the last time to the hills. Meanwhile, Wolf went to the dead father and son, using the blue solution to erase their traces as well as that of the xenomorphs. Ray hid in one place and witnessed it all. Suddenly there was a switchboard sound from his radio and this made Wolf discover him. Chase and kill him. The next morning, Eddie went to the cafe where Ray's wife Carrie was working. She said that Ray did not call back all night. Did he have any problems? Eddie and his teammates went to the forest to find Ray. They found his body hanging on a tree. They brought it back for an autopsy. He was stripped of his skin. Jessie goes to Ricky's place of work and tells her that she broke up with her boyfriend. She said that she would wait for him tonight at the school swimming pool at 10 o'clock. In the forest, Wolf goes into the sewer to find the xenomorphs, uses a laser gun to attach a wall to a matrix, luring the xenomorphs to come. They were almost defeated. only 4 of them survived and climbed through the sewer and into town. Wolf chased after them but couldn't keep up. Carrie and the head chef are cleaning up at the end of the shift. Carrie was going to the door when she heard a loud crash. She went into the kitchen and saw something terrifying. She screamed. She turned around and saw a xenomorph standing right next to her. She was so scared that she fell to her knees. It approached her. Wolf chased a xenomorph to the town's power plant, and Xenomorph had already killed one of the people who worked here. He started using the scanner to find the xenomorph. He used a plasma gun to shoot a series of xenomorphs, causing power plants to catch fire everywhere and causing power outages for the entire city. At this time, at Ricky's school pool, Jessie has been waiting for him for a long time. They went inside together. She took off her clothes, leaving only her swimsuit. 2 people embrace and kiss passionately. Suddenly, there was a bright light shining from outside, making the girl startle and quickly put on her clothes. 4 people walked in. It turned out to be her ex-boyfriend Dale. They drag Ricky into the pool and drown him. While they were fighting, the power went out. From the shore, a xenomorph jumped into the pool. It rushed to attack them. Jessie shouted. Everyone ran to the shore. One of Dale's friends was held by it. They ran as fast as they could into the changing room and climbed out the window. But still stuck with one of Dale's friends, Ricky tried to pull him but couldn't. He was captured by the xenomorph and killed. The rest have escaped. The xenomorph was aggressively attacking Dale's friend when Wolf stood from behind, holding a spear straight into its head. Wolf threw xenomorph's body into the lake and Dale's friend's body as well. After that, he poured the blue solution into the pool again, causing it to bubble up and the xenomorph's traces were wiped away. In the middle of the night, Molly woke up, took her mother's binoculars. The girl looked out the window. She saw a monster. She yelled to wake her parents up and ran to hug her. The girl said she saw a monster but her parents didn't believe her and told her it was just a nightmare. Tim went to the window to light the lamp when the xenomorph rushed to attack him. Kelly hugged her daughter and ran outside quickly. The fire spread throughout the power plant. The police rushed to order the evacuation of people out of town and called for help from the army. Ricky and Jessie, Dale and his friends ran to the place. They tell Eddie and Dallas that they are being chased by monsters. They went to the swimming pool but there were no traces of monsters, no corpses, only blood stains everywhere. They quickly get to the car. Dallas tells Eddie to call for help. Darcy goes to find Carrie to take her home. Inside the house, Carrie was dead and gutted. She rushed out in fear. She ran to the front of Eddie's car and told him about it. Eddie took her to the car. Dallas says they need weapons right now. They won't be able to wait for help. Eddie takes them to a sporting goods store. They went inside and found and took weapons to prepare to fight. Kelly and Mother also ran into the sports store and met Eddie's team there. The Colorado Army National Guard also arrived in town. But against an army of xenomorphs, the power of the human race is nothing. The weapons are no longer effective against them. At a maternity hospital, Predalien showed up in the newborn's room. He went out into the hallway and killed the nurse. Entering the delivery room scared the mothers. It begins to put a lot of eggs inside the embryo of the mother to produce a lot of xenomorphs. Everyone was gathered at the sports store when Dallas was attacked by a xenomorph. Fortunately, Wolf arrived in time to rescue him. Everyone took their weapons and ran outside. Remaining Dale was captured and Wolf shot down the xenomorph but Dale still died from being splashed by its acid. Wolf fights off the xenomorphs inside. At the hospital, doctors are monitoring patients when their heart rates are all zero. He saw a horrifying scene. There was a woman who died and had a punctured abdomen. There are survivors. Her belly was constantly moving. Many xenomorphs emerged from her stomach. An adult xenomorph is standing in front of the doctor and killing him. Outside, Eddie, Kelly, Molly, Dallas, Jessie, and Ricky ran to the army for reinforcements. Kelly immediately got into the military vehicles to take out weapons for everyone to use. Eddie communicates via radio with the military. On the other side, Colonel Stevens announced that an air evacuation was being held in 30 minutes in the center of town. Dallas and Kelly are suspicious because going there will leave them surrounded by xenomorphs. So they go with Ricky, Jesse, Molly and a few others in the tank to leave and will get on a helicopter at the hospital to get out of town. While Sheriff Eddie and Darcy headed to the evacuation zone. Wolf saw the xenomorph surrounding the hospital. He went to the hospital first. Kelly's group also arrived. Everyone agreed to not let Kelly get hurt anyway, because she is a person who knows how to fly a plane. The hospital is now full of corpses, blood and other sticky things left by the xenomorphs. Wolf came first and is fighting a lot of adult xenomorphs and even Predalien. Wolf accidentally stabs Jesse as she runs by with his shuriken weapon. Ricky watched in pain as Jesse died. He used a gun to repeatedly shoot at Wolf's body. Before he could fight back, Wolf was hugged by a Predalien and jumped onto the elevator. Ricky chased after him in vain, then he was pierced by a Predalien's tail. Dallas shot it, it released Ricky and left. Everyone heard a loud roar and helped Ricky to run away quickly. Dallas was holding the gun Wolf dropped. Everyone ran to the roof of the hospital to get to the helicopter when they were stopped by many xenomorphs. Kelly couldn't shoot. Dallas is learning how to use Wolf's new gun. He tests it and finds it terrible. Meanwhile, Eddie has reached the gathering place to evacuate on orders of Colonel Stevens. He announced over the phone that they had arrived and were waiting for the plane to arrive. Colonel Stevens said the plane was 16 kilometers away. On this side, Dallas was able to use Wolf's gun. He drove everyone to the helicopter first, leaving him alone to fight the xenomorphs. He used his gun to defeat many xenomorphs. Kelly, Molly and Ricky got on the helicopter and started it up. Just then Wolf went to the rooftop to see Dallas holding his gun, intending to give chase but was stopped by countless other xenomorphs. The helicopter began to take off, just in time for Dallas to climb up. A xenomorph chases them but is shot down by Ricky. The helicopter leaves, leaving Wolf on the roof to fight Predalien. He removed his weapon, took off his mask, and began to engage it. Military aircraft flew to the center of town. People look up and, oh no, they drop nuclear bombs on town. Instead of going on a rescue mission, the military jet mounts a tactical nuclear strike that razes the entire city, killing Wolf, the Predaliens, and the disgusting xenomorphs. The bomb causes Kelly's helicopter to crash in an open field. The survivors are rescued by the military and Dallas must surrender Wolf's plasma gun. And Colonel Stevens gave it to Miss Yutani. So part 2 of the movie is over. Thank you for watching and see you in the next movie. This is the end of the movie. See you in the next movie. Thank you for watching the movie.